Hello, welcome to a quick demonstration on a feature that is very helpful when you want to display the address information or the information regarding the entity of the invoice or statement where you are printing those documents. All right, so you have to slide on to the entity level itself. And if you go to configure accounts receivable, and if you scroll further down under the remit to address, you have this field called use entity address for AR sales invoices and statements. So you have to enable that in order to make use of the entity specific information on printing your AR sales invoice or and or statements. All right, so I just would like to remind you that this is available only at the entity level. So you will not be able to um, configure it at the top level, but you have to slide down to every entity that you have in your system and just enable that feature. And in relation to that as well, when you try to configure your printed document template, so these are the fields available for you to make use of. So I'm just using my add-ins in here. And if you go to insert merge filters, and if you go to select application as company, and you have an option in there under entity, IA entity, and you'll be able to see all those fields here. As what you can see from here, I have, from the contact information, or it can be from ship to address as well. So what you can do is that let's go back to, let me just cancel this one here. But before I do that, just would like to show you that what I'm using here are the information based on contact information of the entity itself. Again, if you are making use of the add-ins under select application company and you have the IA.entity, these are the fields that you can make use of. All right, I'll just close this one here and let's just go back to the application. So the fields that I'm actually looking at are those defined under the entity information. So I have here for entity 400 and under contacts section, and you have the entity field, entity 400 new in my case, and I have all this information, right, from the primary email address, a company name as well, just like this, and the mailing information from, address one, city, state, zip code, right? Okay, so let's have a look at this one here. Maybe just keep an eye on what I've defined under contact information. Have company name here under Sage Business Solutions Pty Limited. And if I go to the top level under company information, my company name is ANJ Company Pty Limited, right? And with this address as well, King Street, Sydney. But my entity, I just put the old address, Sage, in here under Walker Street, North Sydney. All right. So when we print this, I would expect that we will be looking at Sage Business, right? Sage Business Solutions Pty Limited, and the address should be getting from Walker Street in Sydney, and that's based on the merge fields that we have in here. All right. So I pre-created an invoice earlier, or two invoices actually, but let's have a look. So again, at the entity level, because this preference works at the entity level. So if I go to, accounts receivable and all printer email, in this case, I'm using AR sales invoice. All right, so I have this printed document template, which I created earlier, making use of this printed document. And I just click on view. Let's have a look here. And I'll be looking at this one here. I'll just click on preview from here. Or maybe not. Maybe let's disable this one. Just print this one, right? Click on print or email. Just for us to see if that's actually correct. Yep. You can see that one there. Sage Business Solutions Pty Limited, and we have the old address in here, North Sydney. So yep, that's this demonstration essentially is just to highlight the option that you have this made available in AR or configure accounts receivable. You have the use entity address for AR sales invoices and statements, wherein you can probably have a lot of entities in there, and you just would like to make sure that every printed invoice or printed statement would actually bear the entity name and entity address on those documents, just to make sure that you have the correct information, not on the top level, but on the entity level itself, that you just have to make sure that you have to slide to every entity and go to configure accounts receivable, and under remit address, you have the option enabled for use entity address for AR sales invoices and statements. So hopefully this quick demonstration helps. Thank you.